Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and war like apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
Yeah. Cold shit. I ain't come with goons, but I'm well connected. Walk in the room, it's pop, 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 like you got rejected. Let me see if you qualify or not. Spinning up in a tinted truck, riding around your block. Busy man. I get a word, yeah, this shit from top to bottom like a motherfucking ceiling fan. Hopping out the rental van, on my way to LAX. Brothers out in Cali and they killers out of every set. But I ain't crippin' on no blood. One West, all my niggas got it out the mud. Put your face on a t-shirt, memory of niggas acting tough in them songs, that's the drugs. I don't need no cases, all my pistols clean. So now I weigh my options, used to use the triple beam. Used to get the wok, mix it with the nicotine. Now I travel state to state and put on for my team.
The fuck wrong with them? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get them. I see niggas and they feelings, I don't feel them. Keep that Glockin' with me, it was like a ball with them. We at the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay dangerous. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm one West, go to war with everybody. Cut the grass for the snake, fuck the gossip. Front line with them soldiers, that's my posture. Gun drawn, tryna curse an imposter. Shit get out the pocket, go to war with everybody, yeah. Shit that hate make it to the featherweights. Niggas claim they hard, but they sweeter than a dedication. Hold on, think it's time to introduce. I'm a man and a beast and a stepper and a ruler. Hold on, and a G and a soldier and a mover. Hold on, and a killer and a prophet and a shooter, nigga. Try to stay humble, my shit crazy. Cold leader, need the blue stripes, no brick bags. Can't be serious, you a funny boy, young fly. Look wrong, must be a dummy, I ain't gun shy. Fuck that little bitch, she a hook. Nigga swear he the go, bring him to the bush. To the bush. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. Niggas in they feelings, I don't feel them. Keep the Glocky with me, it was like a ball with him. We at the end, gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You one of them? What's the problem? I'm one West, go to war with everybody.
I'm from Philly, it get hot, you catch a cold case. I'm one West, these brothers trying to set my soul straight. They done turned me to a prophet from a demon, and I'm locked in this shit and I ain't leaving. Ski mask transform to war mode like I'm Voltron. Stamp on my head and my chest from the most high. Put something tight around your neck like a bow tie. Got my niggas waiting charged up like they phone died.
Red letter, drip clean, it looks so fly. Claim me riding, that's why I left his ass roadside. He gon' die, skyscraper to a nosedive. 9mm plus P, fuck a 4-5. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. I see niggas and they feelings, I don't feel them. Keep the Glocky with me, it was like a ball with him. We at the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay dangerous. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm one West, go to war with everybody.
Turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down to ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. How you gon' tell me we don't live in hell? My brother doing 55 in that cell. Nigga claiming he your round here spin shell. Same nigga you put on to hit the stand and tell. How the fuck you turn your back on a nigga that love you? Treat your kids like my kids, treat you like a brother. I told my dog, let's leave the streets to serve the most high. He said, fuck that shit, he tryna sell another pie. His daddy killed him, put him in the trunk, set him on fire. His wife was pregnant, he ain't never get to see his child. Had me thinking to myself, what happened if I die? Look my babies in the eyes, I gotta stay alive. I put my ego on the shelf and my pride to the side. I'm with some niggas who gon' step and got God on their side. Got in the ISUPK, they keep asking me why. As I do the work of the Lord, I gotta stay alive. Face the east, pray alive. I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down to ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
You ever pump a pack with a snake by your side? Yes, I did. See the man reach out to God before he died? Yes, I did. I know the Lord forgive us for these sins, but I'm starting to think the kingdom of heaven is for these kids. I told my daughter, there's one man in your bed, I won't stand for left. For my son, I hit your head on that fragile leg. I lost some niggas to that dope, I lost niggas to the feds. Remember Jono tried to stick me for that cheese on that bread, yeah, I was thuggin' with Lucky and that nigga left me for dead. Endure to the end, cause I listened to what was said. Mother told me she loved me when she was sick up in the bed. I was running them streets, but the truth made me a man. Shit, I don't really speak, cause she'll never understand. That's why I ain't even tell her about these voices in my head. I'm still trying to manage my anger like Uncle Craig.
I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down to ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I don't give a lovely fuck about what them bitches gotta say. I'm a West nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't give a lovely fuck about what them niggas gotta say. I'm a West nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't care about what they say. Hey. Fuck with my Akima, fuck with my sisters, then I got a problem, I'm never gon' miss you. I got 100 hanging out the AR, I got a 50 hanging out the pistol. He say it's corner, I'm just being realistic. I be on them corner posted with the realest. If it's the Sabbath, then we going fishing. I'm reeling them in, that's a God-given mission. I'm really on 10, but I'm stamped in the pistol. I get the order, be glad at this mission. Hebrew Academy graduate, nigga, training, go through the baddest conditions. I don't fuck with none but the baddest of bitches. She righteous, submissive, she glad to be with me. Had that thing Putin like Batman, niggas, she know I'm a prophet, she glad to be listening. Disrespect, I ain't having that shit, tell her go make some business from scratch. She bitchin' the different breed of black men. We don't do the back bend. I remember back when I was really trapping, trying to get the racks in, selling dope to black men. But now I'm trying to make it straight, like don't forget about my face. We standing up straight, can't fold us. Too heavy, the world won't hold us. Go get you some rank, I told you. Line up in these ranks, we sold you. You can take that to the bank, we focus on how many times must we remind you? One body, one way, some break off, but never take up as a place. When the law with you ain't no up next, it's just us, nigga, that's that on that. All that weak shit, that ain't no threat. Say you won't beat, bitch, with that ain't no sweat. We with all that, The Lord called a nigga out the world, I responded and called back. Oh Lord, and everything that they stole from us, fuck that shit, we want all that. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches, that's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters, that's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine, that's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the commanding general, your hunter, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine, that's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. We unaffiliated with them. And I fuck around with fake niggas. We taking ground when we in your city. You better hide the women, hide the liquor. Keep that bitch on me, please don't butt the system. Don't be a fool and be another victim. Say you a goon, you just another Christian. How you my brother, you ain't in here with me. We in the gutter, deep down in the trenches. We with them niggas locked up in the prison. Fucking Hispanic, Native American, Indian. We ain't just talking shit, but we living in it. We be everywhere, you can't miss it. And we be fresh as hell, take a picture. And we professional with the scriptures. Play, we gon' script them, yeah, we some killers. These niggas tripping, they mind blown. Well, business, forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't get it pause when niggas say that they be looking for niggas to slide on. The slide that I know about is when I assemble the Glock with the slide on. Real, I get the order, you know that it's slaughter. See me and my niggas gon' die. Kill. The bigger the better for kingdom of heaven. You niggas get wet up by me cause I'm fed up. I rep UPK. My niggas won't let up. Got choppers, got nines, AKs, Berettas. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with what me and my nigga like, bitch, it whatever. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with what me and my nigga like. My nigga like them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the command and general, yeah, hunter, we unaffiliated with them. Like they tongue and they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. See, they always ask us like, why y'all fuck with such and such? Why y'all won't come together with such and such? I be like, we unaffiliated with them. Understand me? Like, niggas be out here on some weirdo shit. And to be honest, that's why we unaffiliated with them. Hey, that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. Oh.
And let's clap it up. Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shemi Al-Shai, Brakatham to the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar, Alatha Shemi Al-Shai to the sisters, all right? ISUPK, Minnesota. I'm your priest and officer 5000, Maccabia, with the Brotherhood class every Tuesday. Okay, so we got a few things that we need to go over, man. Give me 1 second here, Salaki, got to check one thing. All right, y'all bear with me real quick. Y'all go ahead and share the class. Yeah, y'all go ahead and share the class, like, subscribe, comment. All right. So, I mean, there's a few things that we got to get into. First things first, as you know, the solar eclipse was something that was a big thing as of yesterday. All over the world, people traveled to certain parts of the world just to see the eclipse. Once again, I mean, it wasn't really what everybody was expecting this year because some people were able to see a glimpse of it. Some people wasn't. It was about 4 or 5 minutes of your time, and then you had to go back to your normal lives. But also too, on the topic of the solar eclipse, I mean, it just shows you that we are still living in a state of mind that is, very wrong. Like we live in a place, okay, like being in this place called the Earth, and who runs this place, which is our oppressor. What's very funny is that he has a great way of just hypnotizing everybody, hypnotizing so many people to do and say and believe whatever he wants. And I'm talking about our oppressor, because once again, our oppressor is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Okay? And with that being said, the solar eclipse, there's so much weariness, so much fear about, the eclipse coming. It's something that is very normal. It's something that happens throughout time, all the time. It's not something that's random or it's unusual. But every time that some type of lunar or solar or some type of different shade, or something that's in the sky, something that's different, that's happening. The whole world just has a lot of different conversations about what's going to happen when this happens and that comes. What's going to happen when the moon turns red? What's going to happen when the moon comes closer? When the sun is not shining as much? When the clouds are covering everything? When this eclipse and that eclipse comes? There's always conversations about that, and it lets you know that we are a people that are not knowledgeable. Like this earth and the people who run this earth are very ignorant. And the people who support the earth and all the things that happen in the earth are very ignorant of it as well. That's why true knowledge comes from the prophet and priest of the Most High. Because the prophets of the Lord and the ISUPK and the sisters, the wonderful sisters and the children and the ISUPK, we didn't give a damn about no solar eclipse. Because once you're done looking at the solar eclipse, what is that benefiting us for? What is that doing for us? Nothing. It's just a waste of time. It's a distraction. Everything in life that takes you away from your issues, from the real problems, is a distraction. The very thing that is attacking you, that is against you, is what you should be focused on, not a lunar eclipse or a solar eclipse. That's the very thing that is distracting you. And once the lunar or solar eclipse is gone, then what? You go back to oppression. You go back to that 9 to 5. You go back to selling dope. You go back to being on drugs. You go back to being who you were before that solar eclipse even happened. What is so special about it? It's nothing special about it. Nothing. And it has nothing to do with the Most High whatsoever. We have to be a people that are not so gullible, a people that are not so, influenced by the things that we see, by the things that we hear. And that's why Christianity is such a drug, because it sounds good and it feels good. But when you really dive into this Bible, when you really study and break it down, how it's supposed to be broken down, what you find in this Bible, that everything is not so sweet, so beautiful. Okay, because there are things in this Bible that would make you be like, damn, this is harsh. This is horrible. When you learn who the Most High is and you serve him, you know that he is a man of war. According to Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. You know that this man is a man of war. And Christ was a hardcore, all-stern man. He wasn't about hugs and kisses. Now, everybody likes to, once again, everybody says that the Bible is a interpretation type of book, which is very incorrect, which is very wrong to even say. The Bible is not a book of your own interpretation. And if that is the case, who said that? Where does that come from? A lot of people follow the Bible based on word of mouth. No one follows the Bible based on actually studying the Bible. And that's the problem. When you study this Bible, when you really study the Bible, you can't miss all the chastising, all the pain, all the captivities, all the hell that the Israelites went through. When it came to us being punished right now. Everything that you see in life right now that's happening to us, COVID-19, that's in the Bible. Pookie and Ray Ray, Keisha and Tasha, they're whores and whoremongers. They're selling drugs, being unalive because of the drugs. They're serving a life sentence because of the drugs. All the fighting, all the gossip, all the grudges, all the so-called beefs that's been going around between the Black, Hispanic, and the Native Indians. Races hate their own races. Races hate other races. All of that you can find in the Bible. And that brings me to the scripture that I really want to get to, which is nothing is new under the sun. Nothing. It may have a new name. It may have a different type of method. Always will correlate or stem from something from the past. It's going to originate from somewhere, but it's not going to be nothing new whatsoever. The oppressor, the white man, tells you that slavery was abolished. Well, that may be so, but have you ever heard of a 9 to 5? That is slavery. Okay. Now, of course, there are other races of people who have never been through slavery, who works a 9 to 5. But the pressure and the oppression stems on who? Those that are oppressed the most. The so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. They go through hell. Now you have a job, but now when it comes to this job, you are in debt because you got child support. You got these bills and that bills. You are in forever debt. So you are being caught up. All right? You got to pay all the court fees and legal fees. Like, whether you are a sinner or not, like somehow, some way, you end up in some type of debt. You are in hell. We are living in hell. Even righteous men live in hell. Okay? We are still in captivity. Look at all the prophets like Ezekiel. Christ, his disciples. They were men of the Lord, but yet they still was in oppression, still in captivity. Still, but they made no excuse because they served the Lord. And they did what they were supposed to. And they lost their lives because of it as well. We lose our lives over senselessness, over things that are very senseless, that are very miscellaneous and just have no meaning to it. Like, damn, like you losing your life over a drug sentence. You losing your life over a fight because of a he say, she say. That's not hardcore. Ain't nothing great about that. There's nothing, gangster about that. But imagine a man who really was against the entire world and followed the Most High, a man that he has never seen with his actual eyes. And he spoke the truth of these laws, statutes, and commandments, and lost his life behind it. That's a true man. Because of his way of life that was righteous, it cost him his life. And he left this earth with integrity, with masculinity, which a lot of men do not have in 2024. That's what it was. Right now, we're dying over a pair of sneakers, drugs, alcoholism. A fight that was not even worth fighting, that could have been solved with proper protocol of brotherhood. I'm going to say it again. A lot of us lost our lives because of situations where brotherhood could have solved the issue. Meanwhile, we losing our life over nothing. Things that are vain. Things that mean nothing to us. Things that will never profit us in the future. If you are going to, meet the grave and go to the grave, what you should do is take some wisdom. Take those laws, statutes, and commandments. Let the whole world know that you died as a man of the Lord, as a woman of the Lord, as a fighter, as a soldier, someone who endured unto the end. And shout out to ISUPK Virginia. And Lord be with that brother. May he rise again. And Lord be with ISUPK Virginia and that family, man. May that brother rise again. That brother was hardcore and had a hardcore family behind him. And he left this earth serving the Lord, doing all that he could. But the Most High said, your work is done. But may that brother rise again in the kingdom this time, man. There's no telling when this will be our last. A lot of people treated the solar eclipse as if that was the end of the world. If you have not noticed, with all the atrocities, with all the current events, we are already at the end of the world. And when we say that we are in the end times, meaning that we are in the time where things are going to end badly. Things are going to happen. It's not just always going to be just in one, it's not going to happen in one day necessarily, but there are going to be things that happen that leads up to that very last day of when Christ and the angels return. And that's called Judgment Day to most people in the world. It's called Judgment Day, but that's a day when justice will be finally served. Justice will be served for all the Black, Hispanic, Native Indians that were oppressed, that were falsely accused in prison, those that were unalived unjustly, those that are just in hell under this oppressor. Judgment Day is going to be the true judge. Christ is going to be that judge. Of course, getting the order from the Most High. And there's going to be a lot of judgment that's going to happen that day. And who's to say when that day is going to happen? Because Christ doesn't know. The Bible says that no man, woman, or child, or, even Christ, and the angels don't even know the day or the hour. I'm paraphrasing. Nobody knows but the Most High. But when that day comes, you have to treat every day as if this is your last day. Treat every day like it's your last day. Because it can happen at any time, at any moment. All right? But anyway, let's get into some precepts real quick. One moment here. Y'all bear with me. All right. Salaki, y'all give me one moment here. All right. All right. So let's get Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. All right. So let me see. Y'all bear with me. Hold on one second here. Let me see something. Oh, okay, here we go. All right, here we go. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 9. The thing that hath been, actually, you know what? I'm going to go to verse 8. 8, let me see. Okay, here we go. Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 8. All things are full of labor. Man cannot utter it. Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. Verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. So I read it again. All things are full of labor, meaning all things are full of work. Everything that you do requires work, right? Man cannot utter it, meaning there are things that are full of work that you cannot explain. All right, like you can't explain. Okay, you can't explain how the wind blows from here to there. Where does it start? Where does it end? No one can explain how the moon was, how space and the sky, the moon, the planets were created, right? Man cannot utter it. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. Like the things that we see for what it is, the things that we hear, we're not satisfied with it as far as man. We're looking for more than what we see and more than what we hear. Okay? It's like how the Most High said, our thoughts are not his thoughts. So we try to understand things beyond our understanding. Like, you want to stay in your lane. Okay? That's what you want to do. You want to stay in your lane because you don't need to know the things that, there are things that have no understanding. Some things that we cannot comprehend, that is far beyond our understanding. And that's okay. What you need to know is what the Lord is telling us, telling you. That's it. Let's focus on what's important. It's the same thing with Esdras. Esdras, he was a brother who had a lot of questions. And his questions didn't get answered. And he was just so, just so distressed when it came to the condition of his people. Seeing that, him seeing that his brothers and sisters were in hell, but being told that they are going to be in a better predicament in the future. He can fathom the idea that we are God's chosen people, but yet we are suffering as if we are not God's chosen people. And the Most High gave him a vision. And in that vision, he showed him what is to come and who his people will become and how we will rule over this earth one day. It's not a fairy tale, but it's very true. It's going to happen. And so sometimes, once again, the eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. Verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be. And that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. So the thing that hath been, right? Once again, you have people out here who say all the time, hey, that's something new, I've never seen that before. Nothing is new under the sun. They might have modified it, but it's not new at all. Okay? There's nothing new under the sun. When you talk about slavery, how slavery was abolished, after it was so-called abolished, they came out with what's called sharecropping. Sharecropping was another form of slavery. And when you think about sharecropping, what is it now? A 9 to 5. Because you have to pay for your property and you have to make enough to where you can feed yourself and feed yourself and give back to your slave master as well. Okay? That's what it is. But now, however, Once again, that's slavery, man. Like there's nothing new under the sun. All these so-called new drugs. There's no such thing as a new drug. Not at all. Because it's all the same. It may have a different name, but it does the same thing. It gets you high. There was drugs even back then when you read the Bible. That's why, once again, when we speak about smoking, we say that it's what? It's unlawful. It's a sin. Okay? They talk about a new drink. There's no such thing as a new drink because there's always been drinking, and if you do too much, it can become a problem and a sin. Okay? Which, if it's a problem, it is a sin. Ultimately. So once again, let me see. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done. And there is no new thing under the sun. So everything that has happened today is happening tomorrow. It's happening in the past. It's all the same thing. And what's so amazing about the Bible is that we see that it reflects the times of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. That's amazing. There's no other book that can do that. That lets you know that this book is very much alive. It's not like that Egyptology book, which is the book of the dead. This book right here is very much alive because it's telling the times of right now. It can tell the times of what's going to happen 2 years ago. It can tell the times of what's going to happen all the way up until Christ returns. And it's doing it now. It did it yesterday. It did it thousands of years ago when Christ was on the earth, when Moses was on the earth, when Adam, when Cain and Abel and Jacob and Esau, Abraham, Isaac were on the earth. But of course, we are reincarnated. Reincarnation is very much real. So we are all back on the earth. Okay? But just think about, that. Think about all the stories that we hear and see in the Bible. What happened back then is happening very much today. Sodom and Gomorrah. There's a very big, strong, LGBT community, presence all over the earth. That's what Sodom and Gomorrah. It was destroyed, man. It was destroyed because of all its wickedness. All its wickedness, man. Nothing is new under the sun. When you see something, when someone says, oh, this is new and that's new, no. It may have a new name to it, but the practice is not new. It may have been modified, but it's not new. All right, they just created another version of it. That's all. Okay. All right, moving on. Let me see here. Let's get Matthew chapter 16, verse 4. All right. All right, give me a second there. Okay, here we go. All right. Actually, let's go to Matthew chapter 16, verse 1. So this is on the topic of what is called, the solar eclipse, what's in the sky, what's happening with global warming, all those things, right? Matthew chapter 16, verse 1. The Pharisees also, with the Sadducees, came, and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. So the Pharisees and Sadducees, they wanted to tempt Christ to see if he was going to show them a sign from heaven, since he was the Christ, right? And that was really a mockery. It wasn't in any way, shape, or form to show any honor. It was a way to show disrespect, an insult, because there's other precepts to show like, well, if this man whose name Christ says who he says he is, well, then let's have him do X, Y, and Z. Let's see what he says. Just to try to get him unalive. Try to contradict him. Try to find any way possible to make him a fraud. Christ wasn't no damn fraud, man. But Christ, what he did so wonderfully was correct and chastise these Sadducees and Pharisees. He is the definition of putting somebody in their place. That's what Christ was. And Christ is still doing it to this day. That's why we use Christ. We use the words and the examples of Christ. We use it today to cut all you disgusting sinners out there, you pastors and you preachers and you people out there who think that you know the Most High, but you truly don't. You follow after, gods, thinking that it's the Most High when it's not. But the Most High told you how to honor him, how to serve him, how to, worship him. You know what I mean? How to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. He told you. And Christ showed you. Ezekiel, Jeremiah, Moses, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph. They showed you. David, Solomon. All the righteous deeds. Nehemiah, Ruth. All right, they showed you how to serve the Most High. But meanwhile, besides the Pharisees, that's a lot of our people right now. Those that do not serve the Lord, how he said and intended for you to serve him, you are a part of the Sadducees and Pharisees. You think you know God, you think you love God, but your actions and your heart says otherwise. Okay? Verse 2. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. Verse 3. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? Man, that is absolutely one West. Absolutely beautifully said. Christ said, look, so you telling me that you can discern what's going to happen, what's happening in the sky on this day and that day, but you can't discern the times of what's happening now around us? And that's why I said that earlier. Like, what importance? Like Christ is really saying in a sense, like you are such a hypocrite because you say that you are of God and that you serve God, but yet you're focusing on the things that have nothing to do with God. A brother last week, Last week, a brother had called in to Cross the Line Radio with Captain Tazariak and Captain Kapazar, right? And this brother pretty much said, like, he's asking Captain Tazariak, like, what should I do as far as solar eclipse? Like, how can I get myself ready for it? And I got my baby mother praying over my son. But as far as me, what should I be doing? Meanwhile, he says that he's in the truth. He just found, he found the truth. He's been listening and watching. But if you know anything, there's no preparing or preparation for an eclipse. Why? Because it means nothing. It has no value. But now, if you want to go look at it, that's fine. But don't turn it into something that it's not. Don't turn it into a religion, a god, an idol. Solar eclipse happens. This is something that is normal. This is not unusual. It's not the very first thing that has ever happened in the history of life. Solar eclipse happens. lunar eclipses happens. The moon turning a different shade of a color or turning a different color is normal. But you don't have to do anything. Now, if you think that you have to prepare and that you got to get ready for it, you're making it into something bigger than what it is. It sounds like you're worshiping it. Okay? Because nothing is going to change when an eclipse happens. Nothing. Like, and when I say it's not going to change anything, it's not going to change society. It's not going to have you have superpowers. It was a couple of years ago when people said on I believe December 21st or December something, some years ago, they said that Black people are going to have superpowers. The same thing with COVID-19. They said that you are going to turn into a zombie or you are going to end up dead if you take the COVID-19 vaccines, which is absolutely incorrect. All right? That's just people who are simply afraid of needles, afraid of the doctors. I get it. You're afraid. You've been afraid since you were a child. But yet, however, nobody's afraid of the weed that's in your lungs, the cigarettes that's in your lungs, the needles that you use to get high. No one's afraid of that. But everyone is afraid of the solar eclipse and COVID-19 vaccine, taking the jab, is what they call it. That's hilarious. And that's what Christ was saying. Ye hypocrites. I read it again. For those that, do not like the hospital, who says vaccines are the reason why children or people become disabled, that's not true. Okay? That's not true. Stop listening to everybody else and do actual studying, actual resources. Stop listening to any and everybody. There are real studies that shows that vaccines actually help. I mean, that's another class, all right? Because vaccines are a part of so much things that we consume as we speak right now. So many things. When you're sick, there are so many things that come from vaccines that are able to heal you. Okay? So kill all that noise. But anyway, all right, let's see. This is what Christ has said to the Sadducees and Pharisees about trying to see a sign from heaven. So the sign from heaven is talking about above, in the sky, in space, because the heavens are above the sky and space. Okay? So verse 2. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather. Okay, so fair weather, like it's going to be okay, decent type of weather. All right, sometimes going to be a little different. For the sky is red. All right, give me 1 second here. That should on request. All right, Salaki about that. But yeah, so what Christ was saying is, yeah. Oh, 1 second. 1 second. Yeah. So what Christ was saying was simply, so when it is evening, ye say it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. Verse 3. And in the morning it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? Once again, that's a problem with y'all. All right, that's a goddamn problem. You think that this solar eclipse is something that's magical, but you can't discern the times of right now. I want to know, does anybody know that Ukraine is about to get bombed again? It's about to be round 2. Okay? According to the news, that everybody says is so fake. Now, of course, you want to take certain things with a grain of salt when it comes to the news. But you truly will know when something is real or fake when it comes to the news. Just watch and figure it out. Discernment, okay? To have discernment, you have to pay attention. You have to have a certain level of discipline in order to discern anything. How people say, like, that person's energy is off, right? Well, we can check the energy or the temperature of any situation as far as prophets and priests, because we are seasoned. We are, there are people who have levels of discernment of how to, tell what is going on when it comes to this, that, or the third, right? So now Christ is saying to the Sadducees and Pharisees, how can you discern, what did it say? Yeah, how can you discern the face of the sky, but not the signs of the times? Right now, we are still in war. You're worried about everything else but war. That lets you know that solar eclipse was just a distraction, because the entire Earth, I believe, as far as, like, I want to say NASA, they came out and said that they were expected to make $2.1 billion alone off of what? The shades. For one day, for 5 minutes of you looking into the sky and looking at the solar eclipse. $2.1 billion. But yet, everywhere that you go, America, China, Russia, all these places have money issues. That's where your money's going. It's going into things that profit you nothing. I'm telling you, there are people that were literally afraid of this day on Monday, yesterday. Afraid. And you should be very much afraid, because Christ is going to return. I keep hearing on Facebook, so many brothers in the school and so many sisters in the school, they say, I pray that this is our last Passover. And it's something about just reading that. It's like so much things are happening so fast, and the prophecies in the Bible are happening very quickly. And when I say very quickly, it's like almost every other year, the prophecies that are, in the end time is happening. So who's to say? I mean, this could, like for those that are alive right now, this can be the time where we actually see everything that we read as far as the end times. When Christ's returning and the angels should forget about a solar eclipse. Just out of nowhere, you can see the sky darken because of all the chariots that's going to block the sunlight of the sun. And you are going to see a bunch of chariots in the sky, UFOs in the sky, and you are going to be very confused. Like, this just might be the generation that we see that. But I don't know, because I'm not the Most High. But it could be. But how things are happening pretty fast, it's not far-fetched to say that it can happen at any given time. So this could be our last Passover. We don't know. But how things are looking, hey, I wouldn't be surprised. Even if it happens in 30 years, 20 years, 15, 50 years. Just know that it's coming very soon. And 50 years is really not that long if you think about it, right? Because a lot of people, some people live up to, their 70s, 80s, 90s. Some people are fortunate enough to have that. ability to live that long. So I mean, it can happen pretty soon. It can happen today, tomorrow, next week. It can happen during the week of Passover. Who knows? But this is what you should be afraid of. For those that were afraid of the lunar or solar eclipse, you should be afraid if you are not doing what you are supposed to do, according to how you should live your life. When it comes to the Most High, you should be very afraid. Because what you don't have is time. And that's a sinner's worst mistake, is living every day as if you have more time. You can wake up today, and this day can be your last day. The moment that you think that you have another shot at making a mistake, at getting high, you think if you think so, because that could be your last time. I mean, they lacing everything at this point. They lacing everything. And if you think that your drugs is not going to unalive you, it will. It will. In some way, in some fashion. You may not be unalive because you smoked the drugs, but you lost your life because of drugs. You got robbed. And it ended with a bullet in your head, in your body, and you didn't make it. Or you end up in prison, and you end up unalived, or you pass away in prison. When you could have had a better life, and it could have ended very much better than that. I mean, I'm sure no one wants to spend their life behind bars. Damn, you got to realize, who you're dealing with, the oppressor. He's going to have every chance that he can get to try to destroy you, always. And once again, the solar eclipse, there's nothing wrong with looking at it, but when you blow it out of proportion and make it something bigger than what it is, that lets you know that you are distracted. Your mind is not, it's not grounded. You are not in a place of discipline. You are just like everybody else in the world. You look just like them, you sound like them, and you live just like them. Okay? So that's what Christ was saying. So he said, ye can discern the face of the sky, but can ye not discern the signs of the times? People always talk about, war and politics, but nobody really knows what's going on right now. Nobody really knows. And also, too, besides the Ukraine, okay, because I don't know if y'all know, but the Ukraine, the reason why the Ukraine is about to get bombed again, it's about to be round 2, is because the Ukraine just hit Russia, okay, recently. While everybody's talking about the solar eclipse, Russia just got hit by the Ukraine, okay? And as far as the location, I want to say it was like, it wasn't a hospital, I think. It was something else that related to. It was a big population of a place that got hit, and a lot of lives were definitely lost. And so Russia's angry. So it's about to be round 2. All right. And then Israel and Palestine, that has not stopped. There's less and less media coverage, but that has not died down either. And there's other wars that's going on as well. Besides that, that's not being televised. All right. You can't always get your news from just, television. You got to actually do some of your own research and fact check everything. Okay. But yeah, man, like we worry about the wrong things. Okay. Now, while everybody's worried about P. Diddy, Dan Schneider from Nickelodeon, that pedophile, like our focus has to be on how can we fix our situation. And by the looks of it, we are doing a terrible job. But one thing about the ISUPK, slowly but surely, brothers and sisters are coming in here. There are some people in this earth that are not easily distracted. That are not enticed, not influenced by what everybody else is talking about or listening to. And that has to be you. And that shows the Most High something. That shows that sparks, that spark that you have in you to not do and follow and listen to what everybody else is doing. That shows the Most High something. And that's what you want to build on. That's called zeal, man. For you brothers and sisters out there who are tired of your old life, you can live a new life. Absolutely. With a whole new identity. Like changing yourself is not okay. Like some people think change is going to a different state. No, because if you have not changed yourself, what you had in this state, all your issues and problems in this state, and you left and moved to another state or country or continent or planet, it's going to follow you. You want to know why? Because you are the problem. Nobody else. I mean, maybe the people around you, but you are the ones that, you are the one that entice these people. You know how they say misery loves company? Really, that's just demons. Okay? That's demons. The people that you gravitate towards you want to look at yourself. You want to observe yourself. And think about the people that are around you. In your circle. And your close friends, your so-called day ones. You want to look at yourself and look at them. Because some people, they may gravitate you because of your wisdom and your knowledge. Some people may gravitate towards you because y'all are equals. You know what I mean? Equals in the sense of, of something that's, wicked as hell. All right? You know what I mean? Like y'all share demons. You know how they talk about trauma bonding? Well, trauma bonding is not necessarily good, okay? Because, trauma bonding can, go into a lot of weird things, all right? And a lot of people may bond with each other because, you know what? I got stabbed. You got stabbed. I got stabbed too. You got shot in the head. I got shot in the head too. So now we're friends. It has to be something that is genuine. Okay? Like it can't be that, because that's a friendship built on you smoke weed, I smoke weed. That's why a lot of people are really not friends. They only have people around because of what? Drugs. I know people in the school. As soon as they stop doing drugs, their so-called homies and day ones, they scattered. They were gone. Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found. But when they were in the world and they were disgusting and wicked and vile and unmoral, everybody was around. Nobody ever comes up against you when you say that you gave your life up to God and your title is a Christian or a Muslim. Everybody is on your team. They're all rooting for you. But as soon as you say, yeah, no crab, no shrimp, no lobster, no pork, yeah, hey, bro, yeah, I don't smoke no more. I'm cool, I'm done. You know what I mean? Your plug trying to call you because he's desperate for your money so you can die. He's desperate for your money. As he's desperate for your money. As he's trying to unalive you with them drugs. You tell him, hey man, lose my number unless you're trying to come to class. Them women in the world that trying to hit you up and trying to give you, some good night, some used cats. Yeah, they, hey, shorty, hey, look, hey, I can't, hey, I ain't talking to you anymore because if I sleep with you, you are my wife. But if you sleep with somebody else, that's your man. Okay? Don't call this phone no more unless you want to be my rib. Like, it's sad though, because we live in a reality where we want to have fun. fun is death a lot of times. There is a way to have fun without throwing away your morality as a man or a woman. There's a way to have fun. Okay, and honestly, being in the UPK and coming in at such a young age, it allowed me to experience life without hurting myself. It allowed me to see the world in a different lens, and then it allowed me to see what the world calls fun and how it really isn't fun. It becomes unsafe. It becomes very tragic, and it causes pain and so much suffering. It causes sorrow. It causes mental illness, mental disorders, and it creates more sinners. That's what I've learned. And every time I would choose my experience of serving the Lord and being in the ISUPK over the life that I used to live, or I was on my way to live. Because although I was in the world at a young age and I wasn't doing much, I was still a sinner. I was still worthy of death. Okay? I was still eating unlawful things. That's worthy of death. Maybe I wasn't doing what most people were doing. No sweat. But still, I deserved every death that anybody else who is a sinner deserves. It's no different. All right? I don't get no points. Nobody gets points for that. If you ain't serving the Lord, if you ain't keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, you are worthy of death. Okay, when you become, there's not a set age of when a child serves the Lord, but a child should always know right from wrong. And then when they get to a maturity of age in their mind, not age, but a maturity to the point where they understand, what it means to serve the Lord, then yeah, it's a little bit more than just right from wrong, because the punishments are going to be different as you grow. All right, it's going to be different as you grow. Okay? Like for example, when you're a trooper, if you make a mistake, you will get chastised and corrected, but it won't be a checking like a 50. When you're an officer of 50, you know a little bit more than a trooper. Okay? You bridge the gap between you was a young man, you're a young man to a trooper, you're a trooper now, and now you're an officer. You cannot make trooper mistakes as an officer of 50. You can't do it. It's unacceptable. So you are going to get chastised a little harder. You're 500. That check-in is going to be different. You're an officer of 1,000. You cannot make those 50 or 500 or trooper mistakes. You're 5,000. Yeah, you are going to. Okay, them check-ins are going to get more. What's the best word? Okay. So I'm trying to say it the best way possible. When you're an officer of 1,000 and a 5,000, like them ranks right there, them check-ins are things that should be heard behind closed doors. All right, them check-ins are crucial. Okay, them check-ins will make you want to lead the truth. I'm gonna tell you right now, not me personally, but I've heard those check-ins. Me getting checked in the past, and other people getting checked as well. Like as you grow and you gain wisdom and knowledge, and you are more responsible of things, you are held to a standard. Okay, everybody's going to be held to a standard. Okay, there are some sisters that are seasoned than others, and you make a mistake. It may be light or it may not be light. So light. Okay. But there's a time and place for everything. But I'm saying that all to say, like, you are going to. I kind of lost my point for a second, so like because I was on the precept. Oh yeah, as far as Christ. But anyway, yeah, like everybody is going to, you know, be held accountable at the end of the day. Everybody is. That's life. That's what it is. Okay. But now, once again, we cannot be hypocrites. You cannot be a hypocrite if you say that you serve the Lord. You have to remove yourself from anything that compromises who you are or who you say you are. Otherwise, if you are taking your job as being a prophet, a priest, or being a woman of the Lord, then the Most High will make you as an example. And he will show you as an example for everybody to see. You will be put on display for everybody to see. Now, that can go one or two ways. It can go in a good way or a bad way. Because the Most High can put you on display to show you honor and glory. For his name's sake, of course. Because you did a great, good deed. Now the whole world sees you. You honor the Most High. You're honoring the Most High. And you give him the glory. You give him the honor. People praise you. You give all glory to who? The Most High. You give him thanks. You appreciate what the Lord had, because that's the Lord who done that for you. Every good deed that you do, everything that is considered righteous is of the Lord. That spirit didn't come from you. It came from the Lord. All right? But everything that you do that is unlawful, that's of Satan. All right? That is of Satan. So you want to be mindful of that. Be careful of that. Okay? All right, so moving on real quick. Let me see. I need to grab some other precepts. Let me grab this real quick. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 2. Is it 10 verse 2? Mm-hmm. Y'all give me a moment here. Hold on. Let's see. All right, verse 1. Jeremiah chapter 10, verse 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Now, once again, the Bible always has what is called an audience, right? Just like any book that you read, there's a specific type of audience, which is very important. That's how people know, that's how people gravitate to books. They look at the genre and they know, like, okay, this is my type of book. This is my type of audience. Anytime you look at TV, you listen to music, there's an audience behind all of that. The things that you say, the message that you're trying to convey, you are reaching out to a specific type of audience. When it comes to the Bible, the only audience is the whole house of Israel. And now when you do your research, which is very simple, it's not hard. It's the so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Indians who make up 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. There are 12 tribes. They're Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian. So that's the audience. And to give it to you in a simpler term, it's going to be the people that are not desired in this earth, in this place. Okay? The people that constantly are being attacked, are being unalived, whose name are being run through the mud, whose reputation is always being tainted by the lies and deceit of our oppressor. That's who the audience is of this book, of these records. So hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. Now this is what Jeremiah is saying. Like, make sure that you listen. Make sure that you hear and hearken unto these words that I'm going to speak unto you, O house of Israel, which is from the Most High, giving him credit. Verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Now, think of dismayed meaning that they are distracted. They are enticed. They are gullible to what's going on outside. Okay? And that's where all the gods come from. But the whole solar eclipse, I don't have the names on me yet right now, but I'll do it another class. But as far as the solar eclipse, looking at the moon, the sun, and thinking that it's more than what it actually is, those are gods created behind it. The same thing with astrology. Okay, with every single month of the year, so-called year, there are gods behind it. Look, honestly, I don't know all 12 of them. I don't give a damn about it. But astrology, Aries, Pisces, Capricorn, Cancers, Geminis, Sagittarius, and I don't know. It's more. I don't know. I don't know. Helicopter, asparagus. I don't know. A cup, a book. I really don't know. I really don't give a damn. But however, that's what the heathens. The heathens are the strangers of the nation of Israel. They are dismayed. They are distracted. They are enticed and influenced by all those things that profit them nothing. The moon, the sun, it's not a god. It's there, it's real, but it does nothing but its job. A moon is there to just be a moon. A sun is there just to be a sun. The skies and the clouds are there just to be a cloud. It doesn't give you strength. It doesn't give you weakness. Okay? It doesn't do nothing for you. It's not a god. It's nothing but just what you see, deeper or less. It's just exactly what you see, and that's it. But of course, with the last precepts that we read, you can't tell anybody that. It's so funny how we want to believe in everything except for what's right in front of our face. It's so sad, man. Like I had a brother tell me about my pineal gland. Like Negro, I don't want to know shit about no damn pineal gland, all right? And matter of fact, how is that going to get us out of slavery, out of captivity? Try telling a nigga on a train who's cooking up dope on a train in Minneapolis and St. Paul. Try to tell a nigga about a pineal gland. Matter of fact, y'all sound just alike. Because with a pineal gland, nigga, what does that do for me? I'm in hell. I'm suffering. Just like you. What does that do for us? Nothing. What does a damn solar eclipse do for me or you? Nothing. Does that get us off of drugs or on drugs? Does that stop the racism and the police brutality? The constant unaliving that's being deemed as justifiable? No, don't tell me anything about a damn pineal gland. Speak wisdom and not ignorance when you talk to me, please. Because my patience, I have great patience, but patience do run out just like the Most High's mercy runs out. It runs out. While everybody was being afraid and scared of this eclipse, you should be afraid of the next woman that you lay down with, because you may catch something that you cannot get rid of, that you have to live with for the rest of your life. Imagine that. She looked good. She sounds good. She talks good. That's just a disguise. But when you get to the end of all of that, you are going to walk away with something that you cannot remove from yourself. You are going to be burning. You are going to be burning. And you might die behind it. You might gotta take pills behind it. Your life is just going to be in hell. Good night. I mean, man, don't talk to me about Good night. Yeah. Talk to me about this. How we can stop drug addiction. Because I keep seeing online how a lot of people are worried about young entertainers, young rappers and singers who are so young and they're doing drugs. Meanwhile, you're doing drugs too. How you worry about somebody else doing drugs when you're doing it too? Okay? Let's say you're not doing drugs. You are a escort. You are part of the LGBT community. You are dating outside of your race. Really, really not dating outside your race. You're marrying outside of your race. That's what's happening. If you want to correct someone else, make sure that you correct yourself. Okay? To hell with a damn solar eclipse. Y'all need to, focus on what's really happening. America is going to war. America is going to be attacked. And what will you do in that day and time? How are you going to protect your family, yourself, your loved ones? When you worry about Halloween and Easter and 4th of July, how is that going to help you? Understand that real thing, like the things that we see on TV that's happening in real time, is going to happen here very soon. This just might be our last Passover. And I hope so. And Lord be with me, and Lord be with everybody else. And I pray that we can all endure into the end. How things are looking, man, I don't know. But however, I do have hope in my nation. Because if I can change my life around, and a brother who used to, unalive people, and a sister who used to give her body over to everybody can change her life. Someone who used to do hard drugs, someone who used to be in a prison, someone who used to do all the disgusting things that you can think of can change their life, you can do it too. It's very possible. It's very possible. All right, but the thing is, you have to apply it. You can't just say it. You can't just think about it. You have to do it. You have to put foot to the action. Okay, you can't just talk. You got to move your body. You got to make it happen. Otherwise, it's not going to ever happen. If our influence is so strong when it comes to wickedness, why can't it be so strong influence when it comes to righteousness? It's not hard. It's so easy to be wicked. It's very easy because you have flesh. Your flesh is always itching to do something that feels good, that makes it feels good. It's just like when you're literally itching. You feel something tingling on your body and you itch it. And you feel that it feels good, that now, it's more soothed. That you're itching, that that's your flesh. It always wants something. You're hungry, you're thirsty for this and that. Your body just wants everything. Your flesh. But you have to train yourself, train your body, train your flesh to want the things that are going to profit you, that's going to equal rewards. You have to control your body. Don't let your body control you. And that's also in the Bible as well. And I want to get one last precept here. I want to get one last precept here. Romans chapter 13, verse 11. And I'll just end it off with this. All right. Romans chapter 13, verse 11. All right. And that, knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. Right. So our salvation is nearer than what we believe. It is high time to awake out of sleep. High time means like right now is the time to awake out of sleep. Because if you get caught sleeping, like how they always say, like in the hood, right? If you get caught slipping, it's over for you. Well, if you get caught sleeping, yeah, it's game over. Like, what can you do in that situation? I would say Lord be with you, but hey, in order for the Lord to be with you, you have to make sure that you are with him, serving him, obeying him, in complete submission and obedience to the Lord. And how do you do that? You have to study and observe and hearken unto his words and apply it in order to fully know the spirit of these scriptures. Do not go to a church. Look at the ISUPK and see how successful brothers and sisters are in here. Look at the fruit. Look at the produce. Look at all the labor. I mean, hey, if you want to follow somebody else who is not Commander General Yohana, Lord be with you, but I don't know if he's going to be with you. I'd rather tell you that the Lord is going to be with you than if he's not. Because in this sanctuary, you are going to be protected as long as you do what you are supposed to do. That's it. Because if you don't answer to the prophets and priests of the Lord, you are going to have to answer to somebody else, and it might not be as pleasant, as good. It may cost you your life in the process. So, with that being said, Imagine, which means to stand. Right? Salaki, y'all give me 1 second here. All right, security announcements. We are the ISUPK, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Room for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to step themselves in the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, Malachi chapter 3, 8 through 10, means 10 in the Hebrew. Mayashua, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives the church department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offer for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like, upcoming holy convocations. So, may they rise again.
He parted the Red Sea, and an entire nation of Israel walked out of the slavery of slavery.
The ISUPK presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. You do not want to miss this one, Israel. Shalom.
And all the warriors be like, boom, yasha.